beautiful friends, my name is Anna. Welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new here. Today I'm going to show you how to make the simplest ultimate pie crust. You only need like 5 ingredients. It's very simple, but it is so easy and perfect for any pie. Okay, so in a bowl here I have some all-purpose flour, sugar, salt, butter, shortening, some cold water, and a little bit of apple cider vinegar. That is everything you're going to need. As you saw, I am using shortening and butter because in my opinion it gives you the best crust ever, and then the apple cider vinegar also helps with achieving a really nice and flaky crust. I like to make mine with a pastry cutter because in my opinion it's easier than just a food processor, but if you have one and you like to make yours there, go ahead and use that. Another thing I wanted to mention is make sure your butter and shortening are really cold. I like to keep my shortening in the freezer at all times because I feel like in the refrigerator it's still not cold enough, and I want it to be really nice and cold because again it's going to give you a nice and flaky crust. So along with your water, you also want your water to be nice and cold. So here I am just giving my sugar, salt, and flour a quick mix. And to it, I am going to add my fats. What you want to do is with your, if you're using a pastry cutter, you want to go down and just cut your butter and your shortening right into the flour. It's really simple. You just want to go back and forth using kind of rocking motions. Okay, as you can see, I'm using back and forth rocking motions. And then another good tip is to shake the bowl, and then you're going to be able to see all the big pieces on top. Okay, and what you want is your butter and your shortening to be about pea-sized pieces. Okay, so that looks good for me. So you can see I have some big pieces, but nothing too crazy. And now we're going to add our apple cider vinegar along with your water. And what I like to do is I add my water about a tablespoon at a time. I usually start with like 2 tablespoons. And then if I see that I need more, I go ahead and I add more. Just want the crust to come together slightly. As you can see, once you can press it in your hands and doesn't really fall apart, now you're good to go. But I'm gonna go ahead and add about half a tablespoon more because I do feel that it needs a little bit more. Okay, that is perfect. And now onto a clean surface, I'm gonna add this right in here. And now we're going to lightly, very lightly, knead it with our hands. Okay, we don't want to touch it too much, but as you can see, it's kind of coming together and you just want to make a nice little bowl. I'm going to tightly wrap this in some plastic wrap, if I can get it open. So I'm going to tightly wrap this, and then I'm gonna form it into a nice disc, just like so. Okay, now that our crust is ready, you do need to let it rest in the fridge for about 30 minutes to an hour so it can kind of come together and you're going to be able to use it. Otherwise it's going to break apart, it's going to be too sticky, it's going to be a mess. So make sure you do let it rest. Here I have one that I made last night and I want to show you guys how perfect it is. I don't know if you guys can see, but there's pieces of butter and margarine all over the pie crust. This is going to be the flakiest and most delicious pie crust ever. So since mine was in the fridge overnight, what I did is that I took it out like probably like 10 minutes ago. You wanted to thaw out a tiny bit, not completely, otherwise it's going to be impossible to roll. But you don't want it to be really cold because it is going to break apart. What I'm gonna do now is flour it very lightly, and then I'm gonna flour my rolling pin as well. So you wanna go in one full motion, okay, like that. And then you wanna turn it. If you feel like it's breaking apart, just use your fingers to pull it back together, just like so, until you have a very nice pie crust. As you can see, this looks great, and what you want to do is just put your pie crust on top, and you see exactly how much space you have. And then this looks pretty good to me. Okay, so you want to flour your rolling pin very, very well so nothing sticks. And now I'm just going to get it just like so. Okay, now put your pie crust, and you just want to center this as best as you can, and then unroll onto your dish. Okay, and now we're going to lightly bring it in. Okay, like that. Now with some kitchen shears, I'm gonna go ahead and cut the extra that we don't need. You want to leave about 2 inches so you can tuck it in. I don't know if you guys can see, but my pie dough already has some sort of mold, which I love because I'm so bad at crimping and doing all of this stuff. So the only thing I do is just tuck in the excess dough, just like so. And then I just go around the mold. Okay, if you don't have one like this one, so with your finger, you're gonna go ahead and tuck in your pie dough, right? And then with your finger, you're gonna make this kind of crimping situation here. As you saw, a pie crust is very easy to do, and the last thing you have to do is actually put it in the fridge for about 15 minutes, 20 minutes, or as long as it takes you to prepare your pie filling. The reason I like to put it back in the fridge is because I find that once I kind of bake it like this, like kind of like room temperature, it shrinks. And I don't want that. I mean, I don't mind it, but if I can avoid, you know, it shrinking, I will. I hope you guys enjoyed this recipe, and I hope you find it helpful. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed the video. Also, turn on your notification bell so it notifies you every time I post a video. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.